This is probably the most detailed video about the life path number 9 in numerology. In this video you're gonna find real-life facts, perspectives and information you won't find anywhere else. Everything here is the result of my own research based on curiosity and raw passion. There's a lot of noise out there about the life path number 9, and I wanted to know the truth. So this video contains unique insights, statistics, and case study results. Remember, it's my personal opinion, so take only what resonates with you. Something very big has been happening to humanity over the last few decades. Many people are waking up to so many things. Numerology is what I'm most interested in. I've been studying it extensively for the last few years, and it makes too much sense to ignore. The science of numbers can teach us a lot about ourselves, our tools and talents, our timing, and even our life's purpose. My name is Avi. I'm the creator of MyPath51 and this YouTube channel. I've studied numerology extensively for the last few years, and I'm fascinated by anything related to the sky clock above us. So before we dive deep into things, let's go over the basics in numerology. The most important parameter in numerology is the life path number. It represents the life road that we are on, and there are 12 roads. From life path number 1 to life path number 9, and then the master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Many believe that this number tells us the kind of life we should live in order to successfully complete this life cycle. Some people believe that our soul first enters this world with life path number 1 and then reincarnates as every other life path number all the way to 9 and then the master numbers. Lately, I hear some people say that we start with life path number 9, while others say that 9 is the cycle of completion. This video is mainly about the life path number 9, but I will briefly go over each one of the life paths so we have a base to start with. Life path 1. The 1 represents the energy of the creator. It's here to initiate and start new things. 1s are the leaders, the bosses, the rulers. It doesn't have a specific gender, but it's mostly defined by the masculine energy. Life path 2. The life path 2 is the least common in my statistics. Some even believe that life path 2 doesn't exist and that there's only 11 instead. When we look at the calculation, we can see that life path 2 is real. This is a numerology multi-calculator that I created, and there are 4 different calculation methods programmed into it. Dates like this give a life path number 2 in all methods. So does this date, and this one, and this one. So as you can see, life path number 2 is real. Some say that the 0 amplifies it to an 11 energy. From what I've seen, there's a noticeable difference in energy between 20s and 11s, just like with the day of birth. The 2s are co-creators. Their path leads them to support and build partnerships. I believe the 2 energy is everywhere, and without it, initiations would have no support. Life path 3. The 3 is the result of the 1 and 2 coming together. It is the prodigy, the child, the talented, the communicator, the comedian, the creator of fun and joy. In my opinion, the 3 energy is the simplest to describe and the easiest to recognize. Life path 4. Some simplistically say that the 4s are here to work, which is true. The 4 energy is mostly rewarded for hard work, but that's not its essence. The 4s are the builders. This energy is here to create systems that serve humanity, from companies and corporations all the way to forming laws and systems of justice. Life path 5. The 5 is about harmony. Harmony can be created through beauty, love, movement, and constant change. Some say that the 5 energy doesn't have enemies in the world of numerology. I believe that's true when it comes to the 5 energy itself, though not necessarily the person who carries it. Life path 6. The 6 energy is mainly about providing nourishment, guidance, protection, and parenthood. It's the basis for every social structure. It's the organizer, the manager, the supporter, and the protector. Every group needs a 6 energy to guide it to its full potential. Life Path 7. The 7 energy has a direct access to the wisdom well of humanity. It's built for diving deep into complex concepts, forming new philosophies, and building deep knowledge bases. It is here to teach itself about the human intellect while allowing others to observe and learn from it. Life Path 8. The 8 energy represents power, success, and physical manifestation. Those on 8 cycle are here to learn leadership and wealth creation. Many say that those who carry the 8 energy are highly sensitive to karma and must be aware of that. Life Path 9. We'll come back to it shortly as this whole video is about the 9 energy. Life Path 11. When activated, the 11s are charged with endless potential. They are very charismatic and emotional. The 11 is a hard energy to master, but it also has very few limitations. Life Path 22. The 22 represents the energy of the master builder. Some say that 22 is the most powerful energy in the whole science of numerology. I believe that most people don't really know enough about this energy, but I'm planning to start a deep research soon, so subscribe. Life Path 33. This energy represents the master teacher. This path, in its full potential, has led humanity to some of the greatest inventions known to humankind. The 33s can greatly influence their environment using their tools, talents, and passions. It's commonly found in history books and occult knowledge. All of these different energies can present themselves in other aspects of numerology. It's important to remember that all life paths can create success or failure. You can see it everywhere around you. So the life paths only represents the potential hiding in a person's cycle. Not everyone is going to reach their full potential. Now that we have a big part of the picture, we can finally talk about life path number 9. I want to kindly ask you to keep your minds and hearts open, because some of the information is not easy to digest and some of it is truly beautiful and unique. According to the books and mainstream knowledge, life path 9 in numerology carries the archetype of the humanitarian. The pure and correct 9 often thrives when acting selflessly and devoting itself to bettering the state of humanity. If it doesn't do that, it'll be hard for it to thrive or create long-term happiness for its carrier. Not every person born with the 9 energy has the same tendencies, but statistically speaking, it's easy to identify. Very few people mention it, but the 9 is the hardest life path. My reasons for saying that are revealed in this video. Many people who were born with the life path number 9 are philosophers, spiritual teachers, musicians, actors, entertainers, rich people, poor people. You can find them everywhere. And with that, they are not the most common energy in my statistics. Most of them are good-hearted people with a lot of sensitivity to everything around them. You can also find those who chose the dark side. Every life path has its own dark side. If the 9 is the humanitarian, then its negative represents the opposite. I've had the chance to speak to a few 9 life paths who had some darkness in them. I still don't know the source of it, but this is a very small percentage. It doesn't define the spirit of the 9. I'm going to share with you some of the findings from my own personal research about the 9s. I've made at least 100 case studies with people I personally know, people I gave readings to and even lived with for a while. I'm not going to expose their names and identities, but I will share some of the things I learned from them and how they're different from most of the other life paths. First, we divide the characteristics into 3 groups. Group 1 is the tools they have. Group 2 is the features that define them. And Group 3 is life experience. Usually, not all of them have all the tools, features, and life experience, but they all have some of each group. There is a noticeable difference between young 9s and older 9s. Some of the hardships of the 9 life paths start to present themselves mostly between the mid-20s and early 40s. The main tools of the 9 energy are high intelligence, compassion, a strong sense of justice, and a deep connection with the beyond. Some also say adaptability, though personally I'm not sure about that one. You'll see later why. The features of the 9 energy include selflessness, spirituality, high sensitivity to beauty and harmony, overall tiredness, being easily affected by other people's emotional state, and sometimes a lack of ambition for materialistic achievements. The life experience of the 9 life path often involve feeling happy when doing for others, a strong affinity for deep subjects, carrying a lot of emotional load, getting depressed or experiencing downs quite often, and an overall feeling of not belonging to this reality.
Well, my life not important to me. Other people's life important. My life is only important if me can help plenty people. If my life is just me, my own security, then me don't want it. My life is for people. That's where me is.
There are some self-destructive traits that I'm going to talk about later in this video. In my findings, people with 9 energy only in their birthday have some of the tools and features of the 9, but don't always have the experience that comes with the life path 9. Let's look at some of the most famous 9s. The best known life path 9 people are Mother Teresa and Gandhi, who devoted their entire lives to humanitarian work. A couple of the most interesting presidents of the United States were life path 9s. One of them was Rutherford B. Hayes, who decided to physically join the Civil War and fight against slavery at 40 years old. He famously said he would rather die in conflict than live having done nothing for the Union. Every energy has its dark side, and the 9 is no exception. The dark side of the 9 can be manipulative, selfish, and even cruel. It is also very common to see 9s as the black sheep of the family. They are very different and often feel misunderstood, which can lead them to develop destructive behaviors, addictions, and even criminal paths. The most extreme examples are John D. Rockefeller, Heinrich Himmler, and Joseph Stalin. But we have to remember, the exception does not disprove the rule. The 9 is a beautiful and important energy. In general, we all know that nations are never good or evil. It's always their leaders and those who control their philosophy.
Never been a typical individual, I was always a little cynical. My condition was clinical, had a friend that was fictional, that knew I was convincible. If I listened, I would grow to be a criminal. All I wanted was to be mythical, I was already invisible. I need to be invincible, sick of getting beat up in intervals. In middle school, I picked a pen up like a weapon and made all my killers printable. Every individual that's ever been critical, I got a list, I'm making it visual. I'm admitting I'm a pathological serial killer, formidable in the untraditional ways to get rid of you. But being analytical, I'm unpredictable, asymmetrical, no one matching my syllables. I committed lyrical homicide, you decide who survived, because I'm the only one alive telling you. Yeah. These the type of raps that you can reenact with AI. I see people mad that I can cross over like AI. Yeah, I can do rap, a country, a punk, I say fuck and do new metal. I don't worship the devil, that's just what they say when you get on this level.
Many of those who carry the 9 energy have trouble functioning normally in society. Every once in a while, they're looking for ways to make their life a bit easier in the moment by using things like alcohol, drugs, and other addictions.
Mental health is so important to get on top of. If you have ADHD, if you have something that you don't want to take medicine, I strongly believe in it. It's not the only answer, but it can really help you. So.
You going away? About what? It's true. I'm staying here.
Many 9s feel like they don't belong in this world. They have seen a different reality. One where they didn't have to play the earthly game of running around chasing goals and financial achievements just to have a decent life. Living in this reality is often very challenging for them. Many are so tired that you can see it in their eyes. They just want to go home. That is where the tendency to get depressed, fall into addictions, and experience overall tiredness comes from. I've interviewed a few 9s who have been in a state of self-destruction for most of their adult life. Some of them still live with their parents at an age when most people are fully independent. Others are lost, cynical, and generally in disbelief when it comes to their potential in life. Unfortunately, the life path 9 is not an easy cycle.
Can you give us in detail some of your future plans?
Well, the first thing I have to do is to cut some records. And then after that, I have the television show with Frank Sinatra. And then I have the picture with Mr. Wallace. And after that, I have 2 for 20th Century Fox. And after that, heaven knows, I don't. I suppose it'll keep me busy the rest of this year. After that, I don't know.
So here's how I explain the 9 schemically. I use my happy glass theory because it's easy to understand. We all have a glass of happy hormones in our brains. It seems that most people have their glass full most of the time. That's their energy, their fuel, their optimism and hope. Every once in a while, life happens and empties out their glass. After a short while, it fills up again and the energy is back. That gives them the ability to continue and move forward in life. With many 9s, it seems like this glass is often only half full. When something bad happens, it empties out and it takes a lot longer to recover, only to go back to being just half full again. Because of that, many of them are tired, have less life energy, less hope, and less motivation to chase what the rest of humanity is constantly chasing.
It's okay, and I don't want the vibe to be down because I can fucking milk that fucking pity for fucking however long you want me to. Do you know what I mean? I felt somebody push me off stage. It's okay. Alright? Okay, cool. Thanks for the show. I'm just so lucky that I landed on someone's head. I did. I'm unscathed. My knee's a bit bruised and my arm hurts a little bit. And I got back up on stage and I finished the gig. I'm not saying in the fucking true Showtime adage of the show must go on. But I couldn't let him ruin the show for everybody else that was out there. Because in the past, somebody, I've had stuff thrown at me like bottles have hit me in the head and stuff like that, and I've just walked off stage and I've not come back on. But I didn't that time, I stayed on till the end. I don't know, man, it just throws loads of things like, is this fucking worth it? He could have had a knife then, could have had anything. I don't want to mope into the self-pity of it all, but I'm genuinely scared. Genuinely scared. And it's not just tonight I'm scared. Do you know what I mean? It's a huge percentage of my days I'm really fucking scared.
So in my humble opinion, and based on how hard life is for so many 9s, I do not think that they are adaptable. In fact, it seems like the complete opposite. I also don't think that 9s are the youngest souls, or part of an early reincarnation cycle. Sometimes they are so sick and tired of this reality that they just choose to tap out.
How I know I had mental health problems was I pulled the trigger.
You actually pulled the trigger?
Yeah, I pulled the trigger.
I've created a list of 110 famous people and made a chart. Maybe it's not statistically significant enough, but it is a shot in the right direction. So as you can see, Life Path 9 people are leading the pack. The final part of every journey is the hardest. Like in every other aspect of numerology, 9 represents completion, the end, the last and hardest part of a long journey. That's why I believe that 9s are old souls. They are tired and they just want to go home.
What was your life like as a child?
I was just...
Were you shy or were you outgoing?
No, I'm still shy. I'm a quiet dude.
Are you?
Now this one is super out there, so try to keep an open mind, okay? Some people's research leads them to believe that this reality is being controlled by archons and other dark spirits who are harvesting our life energy. If that is true, then I won't be surprised if the 9 energy is what they're after the most. Many of the most talented and lovable people I've interviewed are Life Path 9s. I've talked to many of them who conquered their demons, raised their spirits, and followed their own unique trajectory. They seem to be more intuitive and connected with other people's feelings. They are very smart, sensitive, selfless, compassionate, and of course, very humanitarian.
I've never seen nobody pull out a classic remodeled Ford Bronco like this one.
Yes.
I literally get the same feeling every time I do stuff like this for my family, man. Like, there's nothing else that I can buy for myself that will bring me any pleasure. All the joy that I get these days is from giving it back to my friends and my family, and the return on something like this is priceless. You're gonna see later.
One of the Life Path 9s I interviewed was a beautiful lady who dedicated more than 10 years of her life to working with children in remote and poor villages in Africa, completely without profit. Some successful 9s I know have good families, good jobs, and a lot of money. It took a lot of work and dedication. Among those who raised their spirits and found their balance, we can find people like Myron Golden, Forrest Frank, and others like Vic Tipness, who had a lot of success in the health industry. Most 9s are sweet and service-oriented, doing their best to help people around them. These are the things that truly make them feel good and bring them success. According to many theologies, philosophies, and mystical teachings, the number 9 represents something beyond most earthly matters. People with the 9 energy are often spiritually inclined and connected to higher realms of consciousness.
And did you believe in God?
Oh, yes.
Do you now believe in God?
Now? Difficult to answer. I know. I don't need to believe. I know.
Many of them choose not to do ordinary earthly things. They need to feel that what they're doing has a higher meaning. I've met many 9s who struggle to ask for money for their services and products. In fact, for many of them, asking for money is the hardest part. Of course, there are always exceptions, but they usually work harder than most people to achieve their success, often in fields that help others. Myron Golden is a great example. He devoted half of his adult life to the science of making money, and once he achieved it, he chose to put a lot of time and energy into helping others do the same. He is the perfect example of the humanitarian 9.
Okay, so decide to do it. Now, decide does not mean the same thing as choose, right? Choose means pick one. See, if you make a choice, you can change your mind. But if you make a decision, there is no changing your mind.
It's our intention. Our intention is everything. Nothing happens on this planet without it. Not one single thing has ever been accomplished without intention. So I started thinking about my life, and I started thinking about this conference and what we're about, and I looked back and I thought, well, I was two people my whole life. I was in the living room entertaining people, being a monkey, you know, doing my thing for the company and trying to relieve my mother, who was suffering. She had rheumatoid arthritis and phlebitis and everything under the sun that was nagging at her, and she was depressed. And I wanted her to be free. And I wanted her to realize that her life was worth something because she gave birth to someone who was worth something. And then I would go into my room and I would sit with a legal pad. I was a little kid. And I would sit there and I would try to figure out what it meant, what it was all about. Why are we here? What is this? And one day I read something from Buddha that said that all spirituality is about relieving suffering. And I suddenly realized that's what I'm doing in the other room. and I'm aligned. You know, my purpose is aligned with this.
The true nines are rarely interested in earthly matters. They're often deeply drawn to things beyond the physical aspects of reality. I believe that when they are aligned, they have special access to higher realms of consciousness. In Chinese mythology, the ninth heaven is linked to divine beings and exalted realms. In the Book of Enoch, the ninth heaven represents the highest layer of the firmament, which holds the constellations. In other sources, it's called the primum mobile and represents the outermost layer of the physical universe before one transcends into the Empyrean. All these subjects are very attractive to every nine life path I met, interviewed, or studied. I believe we all hit our 9 life path cycle eventually, so be kind. Remember that karma applies to everyone, no matter what life path you're on. And to all you dear nines, remember, you are special and unique. Always look for tools to lift your spirits and reconnect with your divine source. Don't be quick to judge yourself when things get hard. Accept yourself and remember that that's the whole essence of this life path. Do your best to finish it successfully by not giving up.
Here's a little something you can ponder in your mind. Something that has never been explored along these lines. Paint a mental picture of the guns you can find, and I'll show you why we so fascinated with the 9. The reason that we like it doesn't lie in the design. The secret of our adoration lies behind the 9, the number. It has a special meaning that's divine, a spiritual significance that needs to be defined. Man's relationship with the number 9 is odd. It has its beginnings and its origins in God. Here is an example that I'm giving to you first. Consider there are 9 planets in the universe. Mercury, Venus, Earth, then the Mars. Plus the other 5 planets rest among the stars. They're all heavenly bodies, but herein lies the wisdom. Consider that your heavenly body has 9 systems. A planet for each system. A system for each planet. There seems to be a symbolism that we take for granted. Circulatory, reproductive, skeletal, and nervous. Muscular and endocrine to others. Go research it. And then just prepare. The universe is 999 times 999 times squared. There's a little science from the time dropped right from the mind of the sign, number 9. 9 represents birth, completion. That's right. All. Take notice how the 9th month is the start of fall. It's the 3rd out of 4 seasons, so peep what you find, that the 3 for the season is the square root of 9. Bullets from the 9mm keep on gunning. My mother Ty said that 9 is the number of the woman. So look closely at the word feminine, and you will find, if you break it down right, that it's really feminine. The woman in 9. And that's just a segment. Cause a 9 looks like the bottom half of a woman when she's pregnant. So peep how it takes her 9 months to have a baby. Approximately 270 days she carries her seed. And that math is divine. Cause the 2 plus the 7 plus the 0 equals 9. A man, when he marries a woman, the band is placed on a woman's 9th finger on her hand. Surprising? Here is something a little more enticing. Retailers use a 9 in marketing and advertising. Pricing: a car is $20,099. Gum is $79. Candy is 99 cents. A gallon of gas, $3.99. They do this because they know the attractiveness behind 9. It always multiplies back to 9. Yes. Use any number with a 9, you can find this is true. 9 times 2 is 18. And 1 plus the 8 equals 9. Know what I mean? 9 times 8. See, that's 72. The 7 plus the 2 is 9. This you can do. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Even 9 times 9, 10, or 11. 360 degrees you will find that the 3 plus the 6 plus the 0 equals 9.
If you found it interesting, like and subscribe to My Path 51, and if you want to learn more about your numbers, everything you need is in the description. Take care and see you in the next one.